Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There is no doubt that Islamic finance has grown exponentially over the past couple of decades. People all around the world have started seeing it as an alternative to the conventional setup. But as is the case with most systems, it is not without its critics. From arguments about its profitability to the branding of its products as conventional with Arabic jargons. These are just some of the criticisms that are raised. In this video, we will discuss, along with other matters, to give you a clearer picture of what Islamic finance is and how Islamic financial institutions work. So stay tuned. So let's start with the basics. What are the guidelines for Islamic finance, i.e., what makes it Islamic? Islamic finance gets its name from the fact that its rules and regulations come from Islamic law. This means that any business or financing must be done under the provisions that the Shariah has laid out. This means primarily three things: no riba, no gharar, and no Maysir. No riba means no earning from lending money at interest. No gharar means avoiding excessive uncertainty. And no Maysir means staying clear of gambling-like speculation. These prohibitions are at the forefront of every transaction you will see in Islamic finance institutions. Another prohibition that you can also add is to steer clear of any industry that is prohibited, like the porn and alcohol industries. Now let's move on and look into how IBs operate. Islamic banks and institutions run on contracts of risk sharing and partnership. Some of them include Murabaha, Musharakah, and Mudharabah. Murabaha is a simple cost plus sale contract where the bank buys an asset and sells it to the client for a disclosed markup. Musharakah, where both parties are contributors and owners in the asset, sharing the profit and bearing the loss. And third is Mudharabah. In this venture, one party brings the capital and the other brings the know-how. The profits are split by agreement. All of these structures, among others, turn the bank into more of a trading partner or co-investor rather than a simple lender. And that is one of the major factors for Islamic finance. Now let's dive into some common arguments and issues people have with Islamic finance. Myth number one: Islamic finance is only for Muslims. As mentioned before, Islamic finance gets its name due to its adherence to Islamic law. Now this can be off-putting for many people and might give the perception that it's only for Muslims. But nothing would be further from the truth. Islamic finance, while targeted to Muslims, has many benefits and advantages for individuals looking for more ethical and asset-backed finance. In countries like Malaysia, plenty of non-Muslims prefer Islamic products over their conventional counterparts. Myth number two: Islamic banks are less competitive. The perception is that because IBs offer a profit rate rather than an interest rate, therefore they are less competitive and not as profitable. But in reality, IBs compete at the same level or sometimes even better than some conventional banks. As for the rate being similar or higher to the interest rate, that's due to real asset costs and higher credit risk exposure the bank has to compensate for. So although it resembles interest, it is not the same. Which brings me to the final issue. Islamic banks offer the same loan but with a different label. As mentioned, the profit rate can mimic or even be higher than the interest rate at times, which might give the indication that the profit rate is just the interest rate under a different label. While that might seem true at first glance, it's important to understand this key point. Process matters more than the result. Let me explain with an example. You have two animals that you want to get slaughtered. You go to the butcher and tell him to slaughter the animals and give you the meat. Now the butcher slaughters both animals, but on one, he does not say the ritual takbir and follow the proper protocol. Now, here is the question. Is that second animal permissible for you to eat? Obviously not. But wait a minute. In both cases, the same butcher slaughtered the animals. The results are the same. So why aren't they both halal? It's because the process was different. One animal was cut according to the standards of the Shariah, and the other wasn't. This is the same case for Islamic finance. And there you have it, a quick tour on what Islamic finance is all about, how IFs operate, and why many misconceptions don't hold up under scrutiny. Now, it's important to understand that despite all the things that I have mentioned, Islamic finance is not perfect, and it is in a constant state of development. And there you have it, a quick tour on what Islamic finance is all about, how IFs operate, and why many common misconceptions don't hold up under scrutiny. Now, it's important to understand that despite all the things that I've mentioned, Islamic finance is not perfect, and it is in a constant state of development. But just because something isn't perfect doesn't mean we don't utilize it at all. There are many benefits to the system, and it provides an ethical and rational alternative to Muslims and non-Muslims alike. And there you have it, a quick tour on what Islamic finance is all about, how IFs operate, and why many common misconceptions don't hold up under scrutiny. Now, it's important to understand that despite all the things that I've mentioned, Islamic finance is not perfect and is in a constant state of development, just like the conventional system. But just because something isn't perfect doesn't mean we don't utilize it altogether. There are many benefits to the system, and it provides an ethical and rational alternative to Muslims and non-Muslims alike. I hope this video has cleared up many things. If you found this to be insightful, give it a like, share it with a friend, and stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.